Up for the stream. We'll get up and running in a few moments once I've checked the stream quality and everything is going good. So yeah, GameGuru is a game editor that's available on Steam. That's meant to simplify the process of making games, and unfortunately a lot of the games I've seen so far have been pretty crap. Alright, we seem to be streaming. Just got to check the quality. I tried streaming before and we were having issues with the stream quality. So please bear with me. Okay, we've got a better stream quality this time. Awesome. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, we'll look at GameGuru and its price on Steam. So, here is how it appears on the Steam. Yes, I gave a negative review a couple of years ago, but yeah, we'll get into that. I've tried doing a video review of this program a few times, but yeah, it just couldn't seem to get it right, so I thought we'd just do it live, take as long as it needs to take. I can answer any questions anybody has while we're at it. Yeah, so I'll be keeping an eye on the chat, or you can join us on Discord. Damn it, don't have the link. I need to paste that in to the chat, I guess. So organised, because I'm using NVIDIA Share to stream at the moment. Oops, wrong one. I'm going to get it eventually. Here we go. Okay, Discord link should now be in the description. Let me just check that. It is. Maybe not yet. Ah, well. So anyway, on with the show. Let's get back to this. Got Cav in chat with me here. He's being very quiet at the moment.
Woo!
Yeah, mate, show some enthusiasm. So to buy GameGuru, at the moment, it's $9.99 US dollars, and it normally costs $20. Then you have all of its DLCs and things that if you buy them, it can end up costing you well and truly over $100. Yeah, quite a few DLCs for it, and as we can see, they're all like $25 to $30 in price. And I've got to say, they're a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to quality. So be prepared for that. Now, the thing about GameGuru is it feels very much like an early access title, despite it being released in 2015. It's constantly being upgraded and worked on. Originally was using the Dark Basic engine. I think it's now using a C engine of some kind, or programming language. And it's recently has also switched over to DirectX 11 for the renderer, and is now capable of doing PBR rendering. But we shall have a look at the program shortly and suss it out. But yes, we have all these screenshots here that show the games you can make with it, and they all look rather pretty and not too bad. But you can't really trust screenshots. So yeah, we'll load up GameGuru now, and we will see what's what. So when you load it up, this is what you get with the new one. They've changed the interface a bit, updated the icons, changed the background to this orange thing. The way it loads up is much better. When I first got it, it used to play these really loud YouTube video clips when you got it. And so yeah, here's your interface. You basically got a type of paintbrush. You can shrink and grow it using your plus and minus keys. And then when you click and drag, it raises the terrain. Very similar to most basic map editors. And yeah, it's just like using Windows Paint. If you've ever used an art program, you can basically just draw your terrain and stuff in. So yeah, you've got a bunch of these tools here, you know, save level, open level, zoom in and zoom out. Not that that seems to be doing anything at the moment. Shape mode, which is, I think, this mode here. Level mode, which will level the terrain to whatever height you start drawing at. So if we do it here, all the terrain will level out to the same height as that little spike. And it seems all fairly straightforward. When I first got this, the textures were really low quality. They've improved them slightly. A lot of textures are actually just photos that have been cut up. You can actually reverse image search some of them on Google and find the original photos that they've been ripped from. So yeah, designing terrain and everything isn't too bad, but we'll go into a couple of limitations here on the level design before we get going into the actual mechanics of the game. Is this green square is the terrain we get to work with, and regardless of the level size, that's all you've got. You can't go outside that square. But you can't shrink or enlarge it at the moment. You can't change the size of your terrain area. So even if you want to make just a small map, you have to load in this entire square. Yep. And you'd probably need to either use invisible barriers to stop people from leaving the area, or you need to modify the terrain immensely to create natural barriers around. So yeah, straight off the bat, it's very sort of I don't know, old-fashioned or last gen in that regard, because that's the engine for this has been based off of I think it's called FPS Creator, first-person shooter creator. This is very, very similar to that software from what I've seen. I've never used it, but yeah, they say this is a new software. It just, yeah, it lacks so many features, especially with the terrain creation. I mean, because as you can see, we've got a circle. We don't have any masked brushes, so we can't like use shapes and things to get more natural looking terrain. So you really, really need to work hard with getting natural looking features using the tools that you've got, because it is all very, very basic. So we've got like ramp mode here. If we shrink the brush down, that'll attempt to make ramps off of the surfaces it touches. So if we click like so. Yeah, needs a bit of work. So that one there, you click and you drag up a surface like that, and you get a ramp come out of the terrain. And then you have various brushes that smooth, like there, like the blend mode. That's the one that you use to smooth terrain out. I'll blend it in, get rid of the jaggies. And I mean, in a way, this is good that it's so simple to use. But yeah, it takes a lot of work to get decent natural looking terrain. Then we have the paint grass button. Essentially what it says, if you drag here, you won't see it now, but wherever there's that bright green, it'll draw in grass. We'll have a look at that in a second when we actually get into the level and have a look around. And we also have the texture brush here, where yeah, you just click texture over here. Originally, when I first got this, you could have 4 or 5 textures. Now it's upped it up to, what is it, 4x4, so 16 textures you can have now. and you can easily swap these out yourself, but again, sort of easily, but we'll see. So yeah, as you can see, it'll automatically blend the textures using the textures that are around it, or using other textures in there. So you've got sort of a transition here from the rock. Let me see if I can shrink this down. So yeah, you can see the transition between the rock and the grass, bit of soil thrown in there and stuff like that. Yeah, not the greatest, a lot of trial and error to get that sort of stuff working properly. But yeah, again, you can adjust the size of the brush and do finer details. And again, it's good because it's fairly straightforward. You know, it's just like using a paint program. But as you can see, there's no option here to change those textures over. You've got to go through an extra step. Oops. So, oh well, actually, sorry, I'm wrong. Right mouse button. There you go. You can load up your textures. As you can see, these ones are PNG. A lot of textures in this program are also DDS format. But yeah, they've recently switched over to using PNG, I guess, for better results. I mean, the engine is looking much, much better than when I first bought it. But you can do full terrain swaps, but to do that, you've got to go into the test play mode, which is, you click here. First of all, I guess we better put down a start area. And I've got to remember how to do this. It's character creator. Yeah, so this is where we start getting to the first problem. So let's click cancel for a second. So you've got this list here of entities. And this is basically the menu where you load in different models and things. And this is the library you sort of got to navigate. It's a bit messy. It's hard to sort of get around and through. So there's some preview orbs or something from... Guessing that's for their new PBR stuff. But yeah, looking for the start. That's the points. Oh, you can random generate a level 2. Let's do that. What this will basically do is give you the map, but now it'll have pre-rendered sort of terrain to it randomly done. That does give you a slightly better looking terrain, but again, it's one of those things where it'd be good if you could import height maps and stuff, which you can't do, unfortunately, in this. But yeah, that can give you a starting point. But yeah, it's a pain in the backside trying to find your entities and stuff and looking around. I remember last time I had to go at this, I was like, you know, smacked myself in the head when I realised where I needed to be to get the start points or the spawn points. But yeah, this is where all your entities are built. So let's start with the building. We'll chuck that down. And as you can see, bam, now got a building in the game. But as you can see, sort of low-grade textures on that building. Because yeah, the official DLC is a mixed bag quality-wise. Like, they're trying to increase the textures and things on them, but yeah, everything looks a bit old-fashioned. It really does feel like making a game from 2003. It's improving, but it's improving slowly. I mean, if you've had a ladder, for example, you can't use the ladders in the games. They had this survey on their site they've taken down by the looks of it. It has a huge feature list, and it shows you what's not in the game, and there are a lot of basics that aren't in there that have been in video games for years. Like, I'll be able to show you later, water, for example. The water is completely toxic. You can't swim in it, but they're planning on adding swimming as a feature. So, Oh, here's Baker. Yeah. How you going, man?
Hey, man.
But yes, I'm having a problem finding these start entities. Okay, I should be able to just start the game without it, I think, but I don't know if I'll start where I'm at. Ah, markers, there we go. So yeah, here we go. We've got a bunch of icons now that reflect different game events. So yeah, click that. There we go. We'll have a spawn point. Let's go back to entities. Let's find some weapons. This is a gun that I bought off their store. I'll show you the store in a bit too. So, okay, we want that. And we want some ammo boxes, so we'll grab one of them. I think if you hold down shift, you can replicate. So, I can spam paste things like that. And then you can select the item once it's in place, and you can like drag it around, change its properties, which brings up this. Everything will slow down, and then you can set your different options. So you can make it so like explodable. If you shoot that one, it'll explode in theory. So let's click cancel. Got a gun, got some weapons. Let's add a zombie or something. Here we go, zombies. Let's add female pedestrian zombie. Put her over here. So policeman zombie. So yeah, you can drag and drop zombies in pretty easy. NPCs. It comes with a bunch of zombies and some medieval monsters and characters. But as you can see, there's a ton of zombies. You can add in, a lot of them behave the same. But again, you can also tweak the AI and stuff. So we'll spam click a bunch of those. Have a look at the properties so we can see. So yeah, everything's Lua scripted based. So if we click here, you can go through, and as you can see, we can change. Like I can change that zombie's fast AI zombie to AI soldier RPG, and that he should behave as a soldier with an RPG would. You can essentially open these with a text file or text editor. So let's take a look. And there you go. That's a script that runs it. So while you can just basically use pre-made assets and drag and drop and dump things into a game and get a game going at about 5 minutes, to make a real proper thorough game, you're going to have to get familiar with scripting. You can buy scripts off their store that other people have made. And again, when we go to the store, we'll take a look at that. But to get the most out of your game, you want to learn how to script. And therefore, you start getting into full-blown, away from the easy game creator to actually like full-blown game creating. One thing you should also point out is these models here. They're actually, for some strange reason, .x format, which is the DirectX modeling format, primarily used on the Xbox consoles. Microsoft obviously were using it and encouraging it in their games, but they stopped using it themselves in 2011, so it's now basically a dead format. And so that's another problem with this engine, is seeing seeing that you've got making models and things is a pain in the ass to convert them over to the .x format to begin with, as well as this seems to be no like universal standard for scaling in this game either. So you can essentially just bring models into the game and then you scale them up or down in the game engine when you import them. and it's a lot more difficult than, say, importing stuff into Unity, I've found. But I guess it's one of those workflows that if you once you're used to it and you've got the right tools to do all the conversion and stuff, then it might not be an issue. But yeah, let's get a look at some of these zombies up close. Now they've increased the text quality on these too. These used to be really, really low quality, but as we can see, quality-wise, they're not sort of like what you expect from maybe a modern game. Seriously, the models originally, well, they were from 2003. Yeah, it will be at the moment, Cam. I'm running 1080p at 30. I lowered the latency on the stream, so the real time should be equal. But yeah, because there's not a lot of movement, the quality will be good. I usually play FPSs, and those game and streaming sort of doesn't like fast moving things. But yeah, I mean, you can get in and you can increase the resolution. Basically, you follow the rule of doubling everything. You know, you can, I think, basically have like the 512 resolution texture right up to, 4K texture, if you can make a 4K texture, even an 8K texture. It all scales. Like the grass, that's a bit more high res than it used to be. Because I think it's 2K textures now, where they originally were 1K or even 512 textures. But yeah, the modeling, the way the models work, you can import your own models and things like that, but it's a lot of work because you have to change their skeleton system and things that are used for animations. There are tutorials on their forums that will show you how to do that, but it seems to be a hell of a lot of work. Oh yeah, on Destiny 2, yeah, I'm happy with how that turned out. Full screen is like noticeable, but if you just watch the videos in their regular YouTube window, it should look alright. I'm getting there. I'm slowly sussing out this stream and stuff. But yeah, let's take a look at some of the gameplay quickly. Hit the test game button. And yeah, it'll show you here the keys. Unfortunately, you can't rebind the keys. Even in your exported game, you're stuck with the keys they have set up for you. So I'm basically stuck using E to pick up weapons. And of course, this isn't baked, so it's rendering the lighting and everything in real time. I mean, performance-wise, it's much, much better. I mean, you can see this gun here, it's looking pretty high quality. The DirectX 11 renderer has helped with that. Also, this gun I bought off the store. It's a third-party weapon. I should actually load up the weapons that are included with the game and show you how they are. So this gun here actually works and looks pretty damn good, but somebody else made that. That red dot's off a little bit. Oh, well, it's not the red dot, it's actually the gun. It's slightly off. And it has full reload animations, as we'll see shortly. So yeah, there we go. Zombies are running around, but as you can see, they're not all that smart. They're not coming at me. So the AI is dodgy as hell. I mean, the guns work well. They sort of feel got a bit of impact to them. That AI, even like, yeah, they just, you can see they're not coming after me properly. He's getting to me slowly. Yeah, I wonder about some of these weapons and stuff, where they come from. Because it wouldn't be too hard to rep weapons from other games and put them in this. But that is a nice model, and it's fully animated, as you can see. And then if we go up to the building, yeah. But so here's the weird thing. When I press escape, Oops. No, that's not it. We've got to find it. Because you can switch to a 3D edit mode. There it is, F9. F9, okay. So, yeah, while we're actually in the test game where you can play it, you do have this 3D editor here. And as you can see, you get a new menu option open up the top, which is just basically the editor options. That helps us get up a bit closer. But then we get to how you adjust the lighting and the graphics, and the way that is, which button is it again? I forget. Was it F9? Yeah. Oops. Oh, that's right. We're in game mode. My bad. Let's get away from these guys. Excuse me if I'm playing like crap because I've got to use WASD and I'm left-handed. Alright, we should be right here. But yeah, if you press the tab key while you're in this mode, we'll get this metrics thing here. So you can see, get some information about how your game's performing, how many polygons are being rendered, draw calls, that sorts of things. Yeah, you can get in there and change that. I think they've added some code in recently, Cam, that allows you to tweak how fast your guns come out, maybe. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. Actually, I think that might have been 7 Days to Die. But you should be able to get in and code the animations and stuff and like adjust the speed that everything moves at. But I've noticed that too, that also the game's movement, like when you've got a sword. Actually, I'll get to the weapons later and show you what I'm talking about, where something to do with the animation speed on everything and why it's so fast. It's kind of weird. But it's almost like it's tied to player movement. Go away, cop. It's not helping. But yeah, so we've got all these analytics over here on the left. See the frame rate sitting at a constant 60. But then again, like I said, the lighting hasn't been baked. If we press tab again, we then get all these other settings come up here. And we have ones like the terrain shader and stuff. If you go here and here, you can go from lowest to highest. Oh my god, that cop's still coming. And same with the entity shaders. But, I mean, with the terrain shader, I mean, if we put it on lowest, you don't see much of a change. You put it on highest, you can. But we'll load up let's get out of this. Let's load up one of the demo levels. Because this software comes with a ton of pre-made games. For sort of like test games. So let's load this one up here, Death Valley. Well, while this is loading, all these items over here, they stay in that order. There's no way to rearrange them, which is a massive pain in the ass. There we go. We can now see all the items that are in the game. But again, like I said, you can't organise them, you can't move them around. So this is like a deathmatch map. Very basic one. Probably not a good example. Let's open up. There used to be a drop down we could just load up the demos. Let's do the big escape. This is single player map that has some gameplay elements to it. Essentially run through a desert town and shoot soldiers. And here we go. As we can see, we've got, there's the entire level, which you might think might not look too bad. But let's go up a bit. And that's what I was saying. So like, there's the actual level down there. It's tiny, but it still generates the entire map. Hopefully the culling works well on it, and so yeah. But you can see waypoint systems there. That means that any NPCs that spawn will follow or attempt to follow those waypoints, which you can drop using the create new waypoint, and then you can edit the waypoints, drag the stars around, add more stars, points. AI can chase you off of those, so you won't get sort of stuck on them. They'll chase after you, and if they lose sight of you, they're meant to then return to those waypoints. And when they spawn, they just go to their nearest waypoint deployment. And there we go, we've got a soldier NPC. Again, they've massively improved those, but it's mostly, I think, texture upgrades that have done it. So it's come forward in that sort of sense, but it's just there's the basic mechanics like not ladders, you know, you can't climb them. Water is toxic. I mean, with a lot of effort, you actually can make a decent game, but that's the thing is, if you want to import new models and things like that, it's going to take a lot of effort. If you want to make your own textures, it's going to take a lot of effort. But this is definitely better than when I bought it a couple of years ago. But it's still, I wouldn't be expecting too much to make a commercial game with it. So yeah, we can see different triggers and things. Let's look at the properties of that. So that's a sound zone. So that generates an audio file, I'm guessing. So you can do ambient noises around the map, as well as you can also, as we can see, stories. This one will play an audio clip, like a mission briefing, when we run near it. And then we have the spawn zone down there. And you can add sort of cutscenes and mission briefings and things like that with a little bit of work too. This one also features an enemy radar, but yeah, let's load it up and take a look. It may be really loud, so I apologise for that in advance. And again, this is just loading up the map, it's not baked. We'll be sort of in a playable editor mode. So yeah, as you can see, you get a different, get a quick briefing coming up. Oh, it starts with an Uzi. They've changed that. It used to be just start with a handgun. They seem to have improved this level immensely in terms of textures.
Hey buddy, you ready to blow this joint? I can't help you with those guards, but if you can get to the extraction point, I'll pick you up from there.
Me versus an undetermined number of bad guys? What could go wrong?
Well, I'm guessing the Uzi's using the PBR materials because that looks way better than it's ever done. Yeah, it's looking a million times better than when I last looked at it. This might actually have some potential for making single player games. But we can see, yeah, the combat's just fairly basic run and gun. It's a bit weird. Oh, I'll give them points for improving the graphics. But yeah, every game's got the same GUI. This one's a bit different because it's actually got the radar up the top that shows you where the enemies are. But yeah, that field of view feels a bit weird. What I need to do is actually bake the game, like compile it. Alright, save standalone. No. Alright, this might take some time. We'll compile a level. Yeah, I reckon it has got a memory leak, Cam. Sorry. Hadn't been looking at the chat. With a lot of work it can be. Like, I've still got to go into the actual editor mode where you can adjust the graphic settings in the game. So once I've compiled this, I'll have a quick look at that, and then we'll go look at what a compiled game looks like. Plus I've got 2 games I downloaded that have been made with GameGuru by some other dudes. But they haven't been compiled in the latest version, so that might be why they're broken now. Or one of them is. But yeah, it does look nice. If you put a lot of work into it, you can make nice looking games. The problem is though, the mechanics of the engine are broken, and there's a lot of other issues that prevent it from becoming a good starting point for making basic games, and quality games at that. I mean, this thing gets ridiculed by people who found games of it. I've seen compilation clips around where people show just how shit the games are in this. There's somebody running through a fantasy RPG with an Uzi. But yeah, you can get add-on scripts. While this is compiling, actually, let's go take a look at that. Set up the Firefox. Go have a look at the GameGuru store. Yeah, actually, I should have a look at my memory usage too, see how much it's using. No, don't want MSI afterburner. What? Yeah, my task manager's been a tick. Okay, documents, GameGuru is my games folder. Okay, so this is what we get when a game's compiled. It saves to documents folder. So look at this ini file. That's all null. Snapshot. What's this? Let's have a look. Okay, snapshot of the level, I'm guessing. Or maybe that's from a different save. But here we go, yeah, okay. Oh yeah, that's the multiplayer map. That got compiled. As you can see, MP. Alright, got executable. As you can see, it's got a GameGuru logo on it. I haven't worked out how to change that yet, or if it's even possible. Every GameGuru game I've seen has been like that. Yeah, typical sort of initialization files. Bunch of settings and things. Don't know what to do with them, so I'll leave them alone. I'm guessing that's... yeah, obviously it's to do with the graphics settings. And there's some more advanced, looks like, graphic settings, which is going to be important later. And then we have our files. But as we can see, our files are just whatever format they were when we compiled it. There's no pack files or zip files or, you know, sort of... everything just hangs out and loose, including, yeah, sound files. Font bank. Let's go. Where's the view? Here we go. Nope, they're going to show us. Okay, I won't open that. And there's the model and textures for the weapons. Completely untouched. So yeah, it'd be good if there was a way for it to use pack files of some kind. But yeah, more of that later. So now the game, yeah, we've got it. Saved. Let's go back into the edit mode. Old test mode. Okay, so yeah, we had metrics, as we can see now, 45 frames per second. Up to 60. And with GTX 970. And yeah, we've got all these settings here so we can adjust the LOD of terrain. Oops, that's right, my keys are reversed. With a bunch of sliders. Unfortunately, you've got to be careful because if you look closely, there is no default buttons. Like click to, yeah, default back to what you started off at, so you better take note of those. And some, yeah, you may not see straight away. You can change the quality. This is also where you do things like skyboxes, where you change those. If we see the sky type, let's change moon cloud, and there you go, backgrounds. Again, the quality depends on the quality of the skybox that you're using. I mean, so it is sort of kind of easy to switch between different skies in a flash. Again, remember that this is in the editor, not the actual game. Terrain type as well. We can go through, and so let's get wasteland. See, generating new textures may take a while. And we should now have new terrain, a variation of it. I'll try and get it somewhere where we can see it a bit more clearly. Just pay attention to the ground and the rocks. So let's get ice. That should be noticeable. And there you go. Now we have a snowy, icy texture. So I mean, it's good in that sense that you can like make texture presets and just switch between them. like that. Now let's look at the shader quality. I think it's just shaders, yeah. So we've got the terrain shaders. We should look at. Oh, let's switch to one that's not blinding. Let's go to Lush. So with a couple of clicks, we can actually change the terrains and make this now from a desert into a more sort of foresty area. And we can even change the grass. Let's go to Lushy. Watch the grass, and now we have nice green grass. So yeah, it's easy to take a map and completely change the style for it. Do the sky. There you go, it's a bit more realistic. I think the skies also have an impact on the lighting.
Hey, buddy, you ready to blow this joint? I can't help you with those guards, but if you can get to the extraction point, I'll pick you up from there.
Me versus an undetermined number of bad guys? What could go wrong?
So yeah, that yeah, I've got to say, yeah, points for that. That it does make it easy to change your terrain and world in general fairly quickly with these drop downs. But yeah, the shaders, I've got to see somewhere that's got where it's going to be noticeable. Take notice of the grass. We'll go to the highest, and let's go highest for grass shader. And no real change. Before I used to see a big change in the bump maps. Weird. Maybe here. So the flashlight's really blinding. Yeah, there you go. So if you look at that sand, that's the lower shader. Got medium, high, and highest. And I see no difference between that. Once you get to medium, it's just like, it's all the same quality. It's crazy. And then of course the entity shader, which is models. So maybe you can see that with this concrete thing here. Again, lowest. Highest. Okay, not really seeing a change there. Maybe these barrels. Yeah, increase the quality of these. Okay. Seen stuff changing on this concrete over here. Alright, that's just removing the shadows on them, and then that's allowing it back. So that's changed. That used to affect like the bump mapping, the depth detail on these, like you saw with the terrain over there. And lighting's real time, because we haven't baked the lighting yet. But yes, you can change things like there's this fog. You can change where that is, so if we move that, if we change that, things just became clear in the background. Okay, based on that. And then yeah, you can add a fog in, set a colour, and you can adjust the colour of it. So you can basically do post-processing in the game. I'll make the fog thick, change the ambience. And yeah, so you can really customise the visual look of your game's level. Right down to the brightness and contrast. But again, as I said, there is no undo button. So now we're stuck with this until we sort of cancel out and reload the level. So yeah, be careful of that, it can be a problem. And obviously the higher our graphics settings do go, the more we mess around with it, the lower our frame rate will be. There we go, completely different looking game now. But what's our frame rate? 38. Massive drop in the frame rate. But then we'll go on to the next problem with the graphics in this game. So you saw before we recompiled, or compiled that game, should I say? Sorry, getting tongue-tied here. Documents, GameGuru. Big Escape. Now, is it Game Core? Let's see. No. Or maybe it is. As you can see, some of the textures are DDS. It's a titles bank default. Yes, here we go. For some reason, I don't know why we're not getting the preview mode. But you see all these folders here, and they're labeled different resolutions. And that is because GameGuru. Oh, okay, can't open the file. Weird. Something's gone wrong. But these are all essentially the same images at the resolution, because GameGuru doesn't have an options to adjust resolution. It basically just auto sizes on whatever your desktop resolution is. So if I'm playing at 1920, if my desktop resolution is 1080p, the game will default to 1080p. So therefore, it'll then load up these textures here. So you've basically got to make custom loading screen images based scale to the resolution. It's crazy. Unfortunately, I can't open these up at the moment to show you. But yeah, this is one of their backgrounds here that I've got on my wallpaper here. Obviously with some text that I've added to it. So say that was my loading screen, or my game's loading screen or background. I would have to, if I wanted to run at 1280 by 720, I would actually have to scale this image down and make a folder for it. So making interfaces and stuff is a bit of a pain. But, alright, let's get out of GameGuru. We'll load that back up later. And let's load up the actual game. This is what you get as a finished result. I don't know how the lighting will be because I didn't bake the light maps. But yeah, so this shows you, insert your own logo here. Alright, if you look, you get an about. That's all it is you just be basically like a text credit file or some information. Every game's like this. You got to start, load game, about, and quit game option. There's no, if you click start, it'll just start the game. There's no default like difficulty selection or anything. You might notice that there's something missing. They added saving a while back because before, the games didn't even save. There's no options though. So you just got what we've got here, but to get to the options, you got to start the game. So let's start it. So I can't buy my keys yet. If I can buy my keys at all, we'll see. And this is a compiled game, and it's just a single level. Let's see how long it takes to load. What are you up to, Kev?
I finished what I was doing. So I'm looking for something to do.
Okay, so we're now in the game. And, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. They've added like a new crosshair, but again, the same HUD that every game seems to have, because there's no easy way to change or customize the HUD.
Hey buddy, you ready to blow this joint? I can't help you with those guards, but if you can get to the extraction point, I'll pick you up from there.
Me
Okay,
versus
then
an
on
undetermined
explosive
number of
barrels.
Bad guys? What could go wrong?
Okay, before we get moving, let's hit escape. So now we've got a whole bunch more options. Obviously save game, load game. Let's save a game. And a bunch of slots there. Okay, we're saved. But yeah, let's go in the graphic settings. And here we go. That's all we've got. Lowest, medium, highest. And depending on the game and the way it's set up will depend on whether you notice anything, because I mean I'm clicking those at the moment and you can see there's not much change in the background because it changes in real time. Then we have a field of view slider here. Now watch the field of view. We must remember that it's here at the moment. That's the field of view. Now most games like Skyrim and stuff, Doom and things, if you change your field of view, your view will usually slide like that, but up and down the barrel of the gun and your arm. So, a high field of view, you should be able to see more of my character's arm. But as you can see, the gun stays the same size, and the entire screen moves in and out. And yeah, this is what will happen when your game's compiled. But that's the only graphic options you'll have. It just, as I said, those initialization files will show that had settings and stuff in them. That's basically how you'd have to tweak your game. You'd have to go in there and edit those files, or find a way to build your own option menu that can access them through the menu. So it's been a pretty bad, big problem for a game like this. But that field of view, that's just ridiculous. So I think our field of view was about there. I haven't checked to see how it affects combat. Like, you know, if I lower my field of view right down so the gun's right in their face. If it actually makes it so the gun's in their face. Then we have sound. And sound is just basically sound effects volume and music volume. And again, sliders that you can click on. And yeah, there's no sort of way to customize, easy way to customize the font. You've got to do so much manual work. Like, the editor doesn't have anything sort of built into it. Oops, hit the wrong button. Let's click start again. But yeah, there are no options to rebind your keys either. I can't change from the default WASD setup at all. I am stuck using the keys that are in the game. Because I mean, if we press escape, you can see there is no control settings. Make sure we're at the highest. Probably should have loaded up Afterburner so we get an idea of performance.
I can't help you with those guards, but if you can get to the extraction point, I'll pick you up from there.
Me versus an undetermined number of bad guys? What could go wrong?
So, like, yeah, I can't turn off depth of field. I actually have to do that in the level while it's being made. Oops. Yeah, that road pulsing thing stays on your screen until you heal up. One of these dudes should have a gun. There it is. And yeah, old school, got 3 lives. Grenades are hilarious. So yeah, it has physics in it. Objects can be moved around and exploded. You can have doors that open, as you can see. Complete my objective first.
What are they doing with all this equipment all the way out here?
Oh, the explosions in this game used to be hilarious too. Yeah. See that? That's the explosions. Okay, should be able to get through here now that the objective's been met. Nope, complete my objective first. Which is what I don't know. I mean, so it's not performing too badly. But those textures are heavily pixelated. These sharper normals and things on them. But what's my objective? I don't know. Did I miss a crate? Oh, yep, I missed a crate. Yeah, I'd love to see this game get some better particle effects on this editor. Oops. That's smart.
Okay, let's get you back to base. I've got your slippers ready.
Nice.
Oh, they made that level smaller. That level used to be so much bigger. You could go through like a construction site and stuff. I just noticed that. Wow. And that's it. That's what a basic game looks like. So, and that's all the options you get. And like, yeah. I mean, let's go have a look at actually GameGuru's folder setup itself. Okay, so here's GameGuru's install folder, and again there's all your files that it will use, and as you can see it's very much set up like the actual game folder is. You can see all your different content. So yeah, audio, some for audio files are OGG, others are WAV files. Zombie voices. And yeah, different graphs, and as you can see that's a DDS file. So graphically it's not too bad. But yeah, it's not exactly well built. It's not very intuitive, because like I said, once you've loaded up a map here and you've got your entities, you can't reorganize those entities. You can't set them into groups like, you know, have a folder named to rocks like you can with Unity, for example. Let's open one of their existing levels, like legacy maps. Here's the old maps. Okay. So there's the updated ones. The big scoop. So that one, the big escape is in here. There you can see they're from 2016. Oh, let's look at some more functionality first. Where is the store button? Yeah, so when you buy items on the store, let's open up this GameGuru store. So yeah, if you go here, you go to the Game Creator store, and here you can basically, it's like the Unity asset store. You can buy add-ons, and they come in various quality and pricing. Thankfully, some of them seem to be improving. So what is that? $4, and you get $8 worth of cars. Yeah, I haven't really looked too much into vehicles. I know the people have sort of added scripts to drive, and they're a bit, yeah. But yeah, up here you've got a klutzy way of navigating. You can buy skyboxes. Entities. So you can get, yeah, animals and buy whole furniture and stuff, all the straight out weapons. And again, with varying degrees of quality to them. This is sort of like a lot of World War II stuff on here. So that's for $3. This is by the guy who made the same gun that I was using when I was shooting those zombies. And you can navigate the store and find what you want. And it can be a bit clunky to find your way on through. There are some options to filter. You can buy sound files. But yeah, it's a mixed bag. You don't know what you're getting until you've downloaded it. Some products are quality, other ones are absolute junk. But you can find almost anything you want, and I don't know if you can still do it, but you used to be able to use your Steam credit, or your Steam wallet to buy these items. So when you could literally sell trading cards and buy your stuff on here if it's still available. I don't know if it is or not, so can't really tell you. But once you've bought your items, you then go here to the download store items. You click that, and it'll check the store, and it'll download anything that I own. So as you can see, I've got 117 items I can download, which I won't do at the moment. But if I hit the click the download button, it'll start downloading. But yeah, I mean, when you look at the entity, it sort of basically does it like, yeah, I think you could get this under control, but you need to do a lot of work, go through, move things around. But then if you move things around, scripts and stuff can break, where in Unity you can move things around and everything auto updates, so everything knows where it is still. But like this, if I went into File Explorer and moved this fixtures folder to somewhere else, you could break things like under here, under purchased, this BSP gun. I have to mess around with it a bit to, if I want to move the file to a different folder. Now we're going to look at one of the biggest problems I've got with this game. For this, we're going to have to make a multiplayer map. Or I need to use one that I baked earlier. Here we go. Let's load up this multiplayer map that I've compiled. As you can see, it's got MP in brackets. This is one that comes with GameGuru. And this is the biggest no for me for having a game editor like this problem. It's a pretty major one. Hey Wookie, how you going, baby? I've just seen you there. Should get on Discord, you prick. So yeah, this is the sort of loading screens you'd get on your compiled game before. So you made with GameGuru. You actually have to go in and edit that shit out. Alright, so this is a multiplayer game. As you can see, we've got start game, load game, about game, quick game. Just like that single player game. And let's start it up. Well, it actually loads slower than it used to. I'm going to get Task Manager open. Let's take a look at performance. Yes. Start my Task Manager. Okay. So you can see... Oops. Hey, has that crashed? It's crashed. Wow, okay. As you can see, yeah, GameGuru is using half a gig of memory, or 426. I should probably load up Afterburner and see what a compiled game does, but let's see if we can get this game started again. need to check on Humble, but to see if you've got your Destiny 2 sorted out. Because apparently with the Destiny 2 bundle monthly subscription, there have been people who've moved around the world, and because their original region's another country, they can't activate their Destiny 2 keys bought on Humble Bundle, which is a bit of a bitch for them. And so I think the solution is you've got to contact Bungie or Blizzard.net or Battle.net, whatever it is, and ask them to change your country of occupation in your camp thing. So alright, let's try and see if we can start this game again, or if it's going to crash again. I want to crash because I started up Task Manager. So we'll just let it go. But yeah, I think these games are taking longer to load than they used to. And this one, I think, was actually compiled on an older build too, so... There's that. Okay. Now this is a multiplayer map. As you saw, very basic menu options. Oh yeah, here's a good example of the water. Let's see what happens when we go in the water. Oh no, the water is acid. And I am dead. But yeah, you can see some of the older textures. Like, this is what the texture quality and shit used to be like before. Let's make sure we've got the highest graphics. Oh no, there we go. So there, this one here you can really see the change. I mean, look at the sand. Medium, you can see the grass here around the edge of the pond. Go medium, that shows up. And then if you watch the ground textures here when I go highest. Yeah. But as I said, this is an older build. So the settings will be a bit different. And then we can shadows are back on. Those explosions. But yeah, this is what you'd imagine a typical first-person shooter multiplayer game would look like. It's basically old school one-man army, carry every gun you can pick up. There's the grenades. The grenades are absolutely hilarious. Let's throw one. So that doesn't look too bad, does it? Sort of bounces along. But yeah, there you go, full throw, clean across the map. I mean, yeah, you can sort of see the low quality that I was saying the game used to have. This is, they had started improving it a little bit. So if I recompiled this map now, it would probably look much better. But yeah, there was issues like you go into these tents and you go to pick up items. I'll have items over here and over there, and then if you pick them up over here, you could actually pick them up over here at the same time. Like you have an area of effect picking up stuff. RPG. But I mean, yeah, look at that bench table. You can see the original weapon textures. The weapons aren't as shiny looking. That one's not too bad. Need a Uzi, so you can see the old Uzi compared to the new one. But yeah, the big thing is there's no multiplayer options in the menu. So let's get the fuck out of here. Oops, main menu. Quit the game. Now let's load that up in here. What was it? Death Valley. What the hell? So have they actually deleted some? Camp Oasis. That was it, I think. Well, let's see what happens. Cannot find the file. Okay, so they've removed some maps. let's try this one then. I'll show you how to play multiplayer. Okay, so we've got like a fortress deathmatch. Again, you can see the whole map is rendered, even though like those hills over there, you won't even see them. Well done, Wookie. What happened? Need to check on Humble. So you think you can activate it if you use a VPN? Okay. Well, let me know how that goes. It wouldn't surprise me if SCP was made in GameGuru, mate. Yeah, Superwookie and I did some multiplayer with this, which I'm about to show you how you do it. Alright, so we've got this map here. To get into multiplayer, you got to click that button up there with the two little people at the top of the screen. Takes you to this. Now, the thing you may have noticed is I am actually doing this through GameGuru, because yes, that is right. To play a multiplayer game, the person you're playing with has to have GameGuru installed. Not only that, they need all the content for the game. So, like with Superwookie, I made a map and had that machine gun I had in the zombie test. And I sent him the map, but he couldn't see the machine gun in the game until I sent him the machine gun files. And he had to make sure he put them in the right folders and everything like that. Because we're actually playing multiplayer through the interwebs. I mean, if you click search game, I've never seen anybody else doing a game here. But you can, if somebody's hosting a game, yeah, you see them in here and click join lobby. I wish Superwookie had this installed right now because I'd get him to come on and have a go at it with me. So we've got the host game option. So you can go through here, you pick one of your levels, and as we can see, it's the maps that the the demo maps. So let's go choose level, and you can see the players in there. So if I sat here for now, say if Superwookie had it installed, he could try and connect and he'd see this. Then once he's in, I click start game. Yep. Just start anyway, damn it. So it warns you there's nobody else with you. Because once you're in the game, you're in the game. You can't get you out or in. You've got to be in the lobby. So that's another problem. Multiplayer controls, as we can see, the same as regular controls. So yeah, I can't. So if you compile a multiplayer game, people cannot play it unless they buy a GameGuru. So they're looking for at least spending $20 when it's not on sale if you want them to play your game. Oh, okay. We're not even going to be able to see the gameplay on this. I should have probably compiled. Use a different map. Okay, at least I've got this information about the rounds. Let's load a different game because basically any game will do. Main menu. So yeah, you can't compile your game and send it to somebody and get them to play it. You've got to send them the files and a copy of GameGuru. And when Wookie and I were playing it, it was hilarious. Like, I think it'd crash every time we headshot at each other with the sniper rifles. Okay, what's going on now? I think it's crashed. Task Manager in process. GameGuru is up to 771 megabytes now. But we're going to end task because that shit's crashed. So yeah, I mean, at most you're looking at a single player games of this. I mean, here we go. But yeah, you can load up basically any map that you're making in it in multiplayer. As you can see, there's no like select a game type. It's host a game, play one of your levels, and then you pick a level. Like we were doing Death Valley. Let's do Fantasy Pack, see what happens. And start game. And this could actually have single player components to it, like NPCs and things. But it's like if you want to make a game and sell it, you've got to be able to customize it much easier, as well as you need to be able to make it where you don't rely on the actual editing software to be able to play multiplayer. It's like, imagine having to buying every Unreal game you bought. Object not found error. Oh, I can't even get it to work. Oh my god. Houston, we're having problems. Oh my god, this is terrible. So, yeah, I guess that's all I can say about this program is... Oh god, that's the previous session. Shit. Let's get a new flat level. Oh my god, can't even get multiplayer going. Let's see. Okay, host a game. Play one of your levels. Galaxy Seed, I haven't seen this one. Maybe they've made it so you need specifically multiplayer things. Plus spawn points. Yeah, but something like this has potential, but it just feels like it's so many years from being complete. I mean, it lacks basic things. It's no built-in inventory systems. You basically have to know how to code stuff yourself. You've got people on that store page I was showing you. They sell you, something I forgot to mention was showing the scripts on there. You can buy scripts that do certain things, but then you've got to know how to implement them. And you end up doing a lot of work, and for the amount of work that you end up doing for having half-functional games, because like I said, it's got a lot of stuff focused on multiplayer, and you can't even do multiplayer with it without having a copy of GameGuru. I've seen some really crappily made Skyrim knockoffs that are like, the bare bones basic RPG. And developer Lee Bamber, I think his name is. He's very passionate about it and committed, but the updates come out very, very slowly. There is a lot of features like your flashlight that's in the game by default. It's just like a huge big ball of light in front of you. It doesn't even look like a torch. Spawning in. Now, is this one going to let me spawn, or is it going to straight away? Okay. Not that it matters, because I can't play with anybody. And again, your graphics settings so basic, defaults to medium. Got to go back and change it to high every time. So yeah, I've got to say, if you want to get into game development, especially multiplayer game development, the smart move is really going to be going with Unity, and the money that the DLCs and stuff like that cost in this, you're much better off spending elsewhere. So he's just joining. Sorry, this video is taking so long, but there's a lot of stuff to go over in this program. I'm all that organised. I mean, we have a prefab builder here that lets you take basic shapes. Let's see if we can get closer to the ground. Okay. Oh, add new site. Yeah, you got to add a site. This basically lets you use tiled objects to build structures fairly quickly. Haven't seen if there's a way to export or import them. Okay, so Here's the textures that they'll use over here. Floor. I think you got to drop a building area. Why isn't it? Okay, what's going on here? No, you meant to add a tileable floor area or something. And non-random level. Entity mode, maybe. Wonder if this is broken. Because I should be able to click add new site, and then it should draw a grid that I can then place like the floor panels and things on. Well, that's stupid. But yeah, I've got all the DLCs, so you get a huge range of assets like, you know, we can go Middle East building. It's just going to let me select it. Oh, maybe I need to switch to entity mode. Okay, I think GameGuru is fucked up. Yeah, let's restart it. Oh, shit. When technology works. See if we can load up one of its fantasy role-playing games. Now, see, now it's working. So, yeah, you got various entities and things. Here's their mega pack, Arabic Old Town, industrial, so got ATM machine, big machine. It'd be good if you could increase the size of the thumbnails. They're always tiny. Mega pack 3, and that comes with more modern sort of buildings. Yeah, we should get the size of this building here. And its texture quality. Let's dump it there. That's still one of the items that sort of still has low res textures on it. So yeah, it does come with a ton of assets when you do get them, but yeah, they are such varying degrees of quality. Let's see if we can find the fantasy pack. That's the medieval one, maybe. Here we go, fantasy pack characters. Here we go, here's the monsters. Let's drop some demons and shit down. Taurus. I'll drop him down. There's an orc. Barbarian. Need to see how Make these NPCs fight each other. I think somebody released a script where you can have friendly NPCs. But yeah, you've got to dig through, instead of everything just being into like a, you need like a characters folder, then fantasy, modern day, blah blah blah, so that you can get an idea, like, much easier to manage than having all these different files and folders you've got to bloody sort through. There you go, you've got some ninja types and a wizard type. So that's like the assassin, we'll get her in there. And I think the way it's meant to work is you're meant to be able to just go like waypoint. I remember how to do the waypoints. And you can lock the grid, B key. If you see down here, you'll see. I thought it was B, maybe it's Shift B, Control B. Because yeah, maybe they've changed some of the commands. Okay, that's G. Go down and have a look at some of these characters. Demon guy. He's a happy fella. Again, you can see the low textures. He needs to get some sunshine. That's that new character. I can't remember. I recall seeing the Barbarian. Looks a little bit better, but again, they've upgraded the textures on them, not poly counts, I think. And the Minotaur. So they're not as bad as they used to be. Even the Assassin's chicks have been given a better texture. And then yeah, to bake the light maps, I think it's F2, is it F3? Maybe I've actually got to be in the editor. I just got to remember how to do it. Might have to get in the test game to do it. Okay. So yeah, to do your light maps, it's pressing from F1 to F4. So if you do that, you can see, yeah, quick basic lights exclude. And depending on the terrain, depends on how long it'll take. I think it switches to an overhead view and you'll see it sort of mapping the squares on the level. Or it used to show that. And of course, depending on your map size and all that sort of stuff, gets the results. I probably shouldn't have started this because it can take some time. So, can we get out of it? But that's how you bake your light maps. So you finish your level, bake the light map, go for a walk. And it looks like we're going to be stuck with it doing that, so let's crash out of it. Actually, let's go over and have a look at how the AI works. What's the big Minotaur dude's coming? Let's see their attack animations. Need some weapons. How about a sword? There we go. There's the medieval weapons. And some not so medieval. Alright, go with the sword. Start. A crossbow. Should be funny. But so you've got to scroll and scroll back up. Click add new entity. Yeah, let's hit the sniper rifle. Why not?
That seems like a realistic weaponry choice selection.
Yeah. I'm just going to make sure I give it the right ammo, which I think is the 7.62 NATO.
As if you're not feeding him the wrong ammo. That would be really bad design if in one level you had the sniper with the pistol bullets, and in the next level you had the pistol but sniper bullets. So if you didn't keep it for the next level.
Oh, it's not my multiplayer game. Damn it. Test game. There we go. Okay, yeah, sniper rifle looks better. Cool, didn't trigger any of them. So yeah, the weapon models are definitely improved. Now the crossbow is hilarious. First of all, you got to... You can't prime your crossbow, you just got to pull the trigger and it loads and fires.
That's terrible. At least loading and firing are different things in other games.
Yeah, and I've noticed this as well. It's not so noticeable with the sword. But there's another gun that's animated called the Future Tech Shotgun. And let's get a shadow of this building.
Why does it look like you're just
Sword takes
limping
better.
with this game?
It's because of the way the animation on the sword, I guess. But yeah, when you run, see how the animation speeds up. You think, yeah, that's the way it should be. But with the shotgun, even if you run, the shotgun's animation speeds up on it. And I think it's like where Cam was saying before about stuff. Or at least now you properly move your weapon to the side when you're running. Yeah, some of my critiques are a bit unusual. But yeah, here we go. Let's see if we can sword fight this guy. No, gonna get straight. No scooped, mate. That's an accurate sniper rifle.
You missed the first shot. The second shot you didn't though.
I know he's bleeding. Look at that, that animation. Look how he's flapping his wings. That's a tough little sucker. But now we're stuck with
Floaty.
the heartbeat. Oh, those other ones disappeared. But he's still there.
He's in the fetal position.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, I got shot in the head. I better curl up.
Because I think they're old school animated death poses.
Yeah.
They don't have actual ragdoll physics on them. But get out of that, 'cause that heartbeat shit. Yeah, I'm going to see if they've still got the fantasy game. They had like a mini, just fantasy pack FPM. Why did they got to go change things? Is it the crossing, maybe? Oh no, the Hare's Revenge. Here we go. This is hilarious. This is a example of a fantasy game. Single player, of course. It's taking its time. Who's messaging me on Steam? Oh, that was Wookie saying maybe it's drag and drop. Okay, so here we go. Here's one of their, again, pre-made. Oops. No, we don't want entity mode. One of their pre-made levels.
That's Riverwood.
Look at the quality then. Those are such realistic looking mountains. And I mean, it's a decent sized level too, so give an idea. I think you've got to get up to the castle up here. So yeah, let's load this one up and take a look at it. This is, yeah, all medieval. This is an older map too, so hopefully it'll, again, highlight the video, the game quality, but yeah, the new engine was probably going to render it scenes as I'm loading it in GameGuru.
Those fools.
Check the shit out.
My old castle. I'm letting their lay to rot and die. No.
Oh!
I will repay.
Don't trust anyone. Use your.
And I will kill every one of you.
I will kill every one of you! No! Can you search for weapons and bring freedom to your people? Don't trust anyone. Use your flashlight to help you in your adventure. Yes, because when I go medieval, I want a flashlight.
I bring batteries back to the 12th.
Again, the new engine has massively improved how the games look. Smash the crate. No, because we've got no punch melee. Put the crate in the water. Crate sinks.
You can't get to it now.
Avoid the water because water is death. Again, look at the interface. The interface again is the same HUD. Oh wait, pick up hatchet axe. Oh, there we go. We've got a hatchet. That attack comp animation. And then pick up rocks. I wonder if there's any friendly NPCs we can go talk to.
That's
I feel like I'm in Oblivion.
That's the worst axe animation I've ever seen.
Yeah, there we go. Pick up these. Throne or cheetah replace. I can throw a rock. That's the other thing, I don't think the game's got any decals at all. Yeah, the lighting hasn't been baked, so... How's that for awesome combat?
Oh my god, what the hell? Ruffian gang. Oh, you won somehow.
The lighting is all messed up. It's not like working properly.
Yeah, I know.
It's usually like a purple haze. Hey! Hey! I just wanted to talk to you.
Do you regen health over time?
Yeah.
Is that
It would
configurable?
it would appear to, yeah. Because by default you don't. You've got to find med pack.
Did you just get punched to death by like a storekeeper?
Yep. He doesn't want to
And-
talk. Everybody's out to kill me. I just stoned him to death.
You didn't get killed by the bandit with the sword, but the dude, the shopkeeper, just like punched you to death.
Oh. Go away. I'll stone you. Yeah, everybody just wants you dead in this game. Look at the way they walk. It's hilarious. Oh, they're doing another one. And kill it with a headshot. No, just takes the stones and keeps going. Doesn't even react. They're all zombies. They're all mindless. Oh, there's another dude. I see you, mate.
The landscape's wrong for a stoning.
Oh yeah, there we go. Headshot. Insta kill. Oh, big pink rock glowy rock. Pick up the bowl. Collected the bowl. I've got a bow, but do I have? Oh, I've got one arrow for it. There's a gravestone. Oh, look at those lines over that. I probably should have faked the lighting on this one. But we're in the editor, so let's have some fun. Brightness. There we go. Make it a bit brighter. It's meant to be night time, but now it looks like it's a foggy morning.
You can see now.
Yeah.
Night sky there.
Let's put everything up on the highest.
It's a very bright full moon.
Yep. Let's change that. There we go. There's the rainbow. Let's change the frame. It's too bright and cheery. There we go. We're now in a desert. We're in the outback. We're in Australia. Those aren't fine trees, they're eucalyptus. The same with the bow, like I can't cock the model's way better, but I can't hold the arrow. You just sort of fire it. It's kind of weird. Feels a ninja. There's a crossbow on there somewhere.
So it's not hold and then when you release it fires. It's
There we go,
when you
got
press the
mine
button it fires as well.
Yeah, it's just
That's
one,
bad.
one shot, one hit. Oh, he's down. He's got a bit of ragdoll into him.
Let's make. Oh my god, that dude's face when you hit him. Like,
Derpy. You can sort of see the low poly. Like I said, they've covered up a lot of the bad qualities by increasing the texture quality a bit. So normally this is like a nighttime map and these things here glow and you follow them. But now I have no idea where I'm going. It's up the hill.
you seem like you're going the right way.
Yeah, this is Skur and Wookie. And yes, they all hate my guts. Let's go to the rainbow. There we go. Fucking shortcut,
That actually
mate.
looks like that path. But you're going up the hill.
This door is locked. Find the key.
That is the path I'm going.
Okay, so I was meant to go that way. Okay, so where do I find the key? But yeah, this is sort of what a single player game looks like. But yeah, you see, I like how the animations speed up as you run.
You didn't kill enough wolves in the starter area.
Oh, there we go. Just a small jump on the hill. In every game, the damage effect's the same. You get the red screen with the heartbeat down.
It's making me want to play Mountain Blade.
Yeah. Let's just see if I can get around that wall somehow. Right, there's a different colour gem. Maybe the key is in here. I mean, there's no inventory, nothing. You can get mods that add that sort of stuff. That'll add NPCs. I mean, let's have a quick look. See.
Grass just feels like it's oppressive.
YouTube's. Oops, caps lock's on. Here we go, here's a demo. Mute the guy's audio so we don't get flagged for copyright infringement. But, yeah, so this shows an example where you can add menus and stuff in, but it takes a bit of work, a lot of scripting. And yeah, he sells a module.
He obviously didn't sell many because he's got the Bandicam thingy.
Yeah. So you still got the same HUD. Yeah, Bandicam. So you can add, I think, yeah, like fireballs and things. Maybe we'll see. But there's there are dudes who've done like shop traders, but I mean, look at that. You're shooting that bitch in the face with fireballs, and there's just no response. So I mean, if you want to just make bare bones basic games, I guess, and mess around, it's okay, but it ends up being pricey because, like I said, once you add all the DLCs in, it ends up costing you a couple of $100 in American dollars. And this is the sort of games you can make with it. And I mean, yeah, $200 you could get things like Terrain Composer, World Composer on Unity for level design. Unity also has a bunch of free stuff that you can use, like trees, foliage, that sort of thing. And you can even get free models and other assets that will help you get started onto your game. You know, get a concept game happening, at least. So yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. That's GameGuru. Yeah, it's pretty shit. I mean, honestly, it's improved visually, but the gameplay mechanics are just still balls. I mean, things are very, very basic, and like, yeah, the waypoint system, I can't. Sometimes that works for me, sometimes it doesn't. Although there are waypoints there that I can actually, yeah, select and move. So, like so. But yeah, I don't know. I would say steer clear of it. Give it another 5 or 6 years. I think, you know, another 5 or 6 years, it's going to have that esport ready feel to it. GameGuru esport ready. But yeah, I mean, it's just a stupid shit, like the fact that it's 2018 and I was climbing ladders in Quake 2 and shit like that, and it doesn't even have basic ladders in this. It's like, you see when they're using ladders, they're like, here's a ladder. To use a ladder, put it at like a fucking 45-degree angle so it literally becomes a ramp and place it against your object.
That's how it works in Mountain Blade.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just the fact that, you know, there's no organisation to the weapons and things. It's like you might have added the pistol or something in the menu and you're looking for it and you're like, oh, I've got to scroll through all the trees and buildings looking for it. So, yeah, it needs tabs. Like once you're in entities, it should say, okay, guns, NPCs, buildings, then sub-genres like fantasy NPCs or fantasy weapons. Unity, I mean, is completely free, and it's just so, honestly, it's much, much easier to use than this, even though there's almost like similar levels of technical knowledge needed to start taking control of the game and making it your own. But you can see things like, you know, you can see the trees here are animated, so that's something. And they do update their demos because, yeah, these have changed a bit. But I think it's more so that they just change the models or the textures and it just automatically makes it look better. But yeah, in theory, if the NPC isn't interested in you, they should walk along these paths here. So you can sort of give them, I guess, a lifetime routine. There is a character creator, I forget where that is, where you can import your own, yeah, a character creator. We should look at that before we wrap up, actually. This one's fun. So essentially, yeah, you can go through and you can build a character using these different options here. Again, very old school looking and feeling. That derpy, look, okay, beard over his balaclava.
Could be Lich King frat boy.
Okay, there we go. Dude's head with a female soldier body. I can't remember if you can rotate. Oh yeah, view angle. I think it is.
Wow, the body takes ages to load.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it'd be because I'm streaming that's doing that. Okay, it won't let me adjust those sliders at the top. Skin tone. Oh, there we go. I guess we need to take the mask off for that. Let's make her a derpy looking chick. Now, yeah, we've got different hairstyles. Let's give her a mohawk. She's a badass female soldier. But I mean, you can see straight up the poly quality is pretty low, like early 2000 levels. But what do you expect from a DirectX format? Upper close tint. So here we can change the colours. Can't make them entirely black. She can have blue pants, there we go. Shoe tint. I love when they just do those colour swaps. And then we can select a weapon for them. That they'll default to, so for her it would be like cartoon ray gun. Yeah, let's give her a cartoon ray gun. And then you can select their AI profile, so how they should react. So hers will be soldier pistol, and we click save character. And
Wait, it doesn't show the weapon in the preview?
Nope. No.
What?
And that's basically how you make a basic character. And you sort of, yeah, I guess you could make your own models and add them in. Because you're sort of limited. I think it's about the only fantasy costume that I'm loading in at the moment. Yeah. So basic. Look at them legs. I don't know. It's like all the characters, their heads are too big for their body or something. What's this skeleton? And then you should be able to load them into game. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, he gets hair. I'm not a Game of Thrones knockoff.
God. Like a Drogo with hair.
He's got such tiny little feet.
I am the Lich King. Too bad I'm already dead.
Yeah, I can't do those. So, yeah, I forget how you load up your character. Under entities. There we go, our character creator. There we go, there's a new character, I am Dirt. And she can't see a gun. And that's how you add a character to the game.
Oh, because it doesn't even load the gun texture until it loads. Oh my god.
And then, yeah, this is where you can change the setting. Blood effects, yes. Explodable? Yeah, let's make her explodable. What do you reckon?
Hang on, so if you wanted 20 the same,
like a nuke.
if you wanted 20 the same, do you have to go in and edit them individually?
No, you got like a copy paste function.
Oh, so once you make the one in game, you can copy paste that around.
Yeah, I mean, I can go down here and then grab that and copy paste it.
Right.
Like there, so now I can make more of her. But she won't have the same properties. What I have to do is actually, let's go back to entity mode. Alright.
Oh, that's what I meant, the properties.
Yeah, here's where you've got the properties. There is a way to copy paste. I think, mate, let's try Control C, Control V. I know there is a command, help edit keyboard shortcuts. Here we go. Entity editing. There's an extract option, is there? Yeah. Click extract. Then if I hold shift and then go click. There we go. They should all have the same properties as that one I modified.
Oh,
so
that's really weird.
Here's the start point. And I'm going to change the game now, because the game is now going to be that we are Terminator from the future, come to stop fucking John Connor.
And those guys were John Connor.
There we go. Yeah, they're all John Connors. They're enemy Terminators. They're the good guy Terminators. That's why they explode like a nuclear bomb when they're destroyed, because they're Terminators. The nuclear battery goes critical. Let's make sure we've got lots of ammo. Okay, let's give this sucker a test run.
Oh my god, look at the size of those ammo boxes.
Yeah, the ammo boxes are massive, but you can scale, you can scale them. But that's the other major problem with this engine. Yeah, that skeleton was retarded though. Oh, there's like no.
Letting me lay to rot and die.
Well, medieval games even an arm, because you've got to model the arms of the weapon.
I will repeat what is mine, and I will kill every one of you.
Oh, here they come. They're shooting the ray gun, even though that's just like a pistol. Oh, here they come. They're pretty lethal.
Ray gun's too strong.
Ah, there we go. I don't know if they kill me from shooting me or if it's their explosion damage.
Oh wait, you think their explosion damage is killing them?
Well, I cranked it up to 10,000 from 100.
Oh.
Oh, no. I grounded again. Better conserve my ammo. I don't have any more reloads.
No, the explosions aren't killing you.
There we go, they dropped their ray gun.
If the water wasn't as deep, would you still die?
Oh, look at the ammo count on this thing.
Wow. Easy way to get infinity or hit. Why would a ray gun have recoil?
Because lasers have mass. Headshot skill.
The ray gun doesn't look that much more powerful than the stones.
Oh, if you get him with a headshot, we'll take him down in one go, regardless of the weapon, I think. Except for the melee weapons, because the melee weapons suck. We needed the key before, didn't we? We didn't get it.
Yeah.
Look at that AI. Just walking against the fence. Just reload. Let's get reload. With a single arrow. Okay, maybe he doesn't one headshot then.
The bow.
Look at that, shooting her in the head and she won't go down. Zombie, Terminator. There we go. definitely had that laser dot on there. Come on, where's the key? Probably some weird, stupid, obscure place. Ah. Oh, got our stones.
Can't forget them.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to use them to determine the future?
Oh, that pan music. It's awesome. Oh shit, I must have saved this map before because I noticed it's still got the same lighting and sky that I had set. Let's make it a winter wonderland. There we go. There we go. How's that? Now we're walking around Sweden. Oh no, now we're in Skyrim. It's cold mountain. Have you got the key now?
There's actually a winter Skyrim mod that makes Skyrim even more winter than it is.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a lot of those wet and dry mods as well.
There's also the tropical Skyrim mod. Some people don't like it.
Yeah, I prefer mods that actually add to the
An
gameplay.
old church.
It does. It adds velociraptors.
Oh, an old
These
church.
must have a key for the city bridge. I was
Ah,
right.
we found the key.
The key was in the church.
Oh, I found the church. It has a key. Because it's
The
my
weirdest
M16,
key.
I mean my assault rifle, I forget what it's called. It's no good at blowing locks off of doors.
AEK or something.
Yeah, AEK 97. I think.
917?
You ain't stopping me. Where's it? Oh. I like how the screen just instantly, even the slightest bit of damage, you start getting the red overlay and the heartbeat.
Yeah.
Space, damn it.
It's like, oh, I've got a bruised elbow. Oh wait, there's blood everywhere.
Here we go, making progress now. So pretty. It's like
So
real
what's your
life.
goal?
Look at that,
Rescue
George.
the Terminator princess or something?
Yeah. We want everything cranked up. I'll keep the width and height, I guess. Light rays, we want 100% light rays. And 100% shadows. Oh yeah mate, look how crisp and sharp that gun looks now.
I don't feel like it changed it a whole lot.
Well,
It made it shinier.
out of my way!
It's made their environment mapping or the bump mapping shinier, I think. I mean, you might not notice it in the stream, but everything sort of looks sharper now, I think. Sharper and shinier. Yeah, look at the gun and the gloves. Where's the castle, Mario? Stop yourself. I guess that's the far. That might stop the Amish from invading. Quality gaming.
Artificially.
Only the best for
Yeah.
my viewing audience.
God, that path.
I could add sci-fi weapons to it, Wookie, and make it the best for
This is my realm. Come on,
You already got a ray gun.
yourself.
Boss fight! Come and get me! Look at the boss. The boss.
That's
You
the
shouldn't
path.
bring dual swords to a gunfight, mate.
To a ray gun fight.
I have got my revenge! I have killed him! Teabagging his corpse, because it'll upset PC Gamer. They did an article about teabagging.
Did you ask that corpse's permission
a
to
lot
get
of them
teabagged?
and a lot of them were triggered. He's getting teabagged and he's going to like it. This texture's almost look painted, but the poly count in those models is shit. And there we go. In the air, did I get my revenge?
Ah,
Oh yes,
finally
good.
back in charge.
It was a bitter
Now,
fight and a hard one
let
to
the executions begin.
because I am a good princess heir. Animation stuck on for run.
Wayne's Met.
It was
Such
a
an
bitter
awful
fight
name.
and a hard won victory. But the Red Suns have been routed, and what in the Wainsmet is free once again.
And what is free once again?
And I am now trapped inside a dead world forever. Breaking my leg every time I jump more than 30 centimetres off the ground.
You
I
take
cannot
one
die,
point
I'm
then.
in personal hell.
Okay, you finally did die.
Yeah.
Oh, you
I'm
respawned.
trapped inside.
Wait, you respawned at the end.
Yeah. That
What?
music makes my ears
Oh, I
bleed.
did trap you in. Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm trapped in a frozen hell. With no escape. This isn't break out of here. Aha!
They
Your
should've
boulder
made-
across the gate will not hold me back.
They should have made that rock destructible.
I will destroy the world. 100% balloon.
Oh my god.
Vignette radius.
I think there's a gap under the castle wall.
Just turn up motion blur intensity, motion blur distance. Set the field distance. Set the field intensity. Let's just crank everything up and see what happens. I'll take a look now. Oh, now this looks like Skyrim. Look at the bloom. So much bloom it killed him.
Oh my god, the motion blur.
The light rays. Yeah, I'd hate to see what it's doing to my stream. No, it's fogging you. If you want the fog really close, don't you? Let's make it red fog.
Red fog.
Let's turn up the ambient level. Yeah, let's make the ambient red. There we go, doesn't that look awesome? Best game ever. I've created a new genre.
It's Mirror's Edge, but without the parkour.
least I can see where things are.
Yeah, it's Mirror's Edge, but everything that was white is now red as well.
Yeah. He's not a very strong soldier. Oh my god. And that's GameGuru, everybody. It is utterly, when you think about it, a piece of shit, really. It's like good in some respects, but worst in so many others. Alright, well thank you peasants for watching. I massively appreciate it. If you want to make me rich and famous, hit like and subscribe down below and the notification bell, and donate lots of money to me on Patreon. Patreon links in the description. Make me rich. I'm not going to say mofos, but I thought, no, I better not be rude. Yeah. They love it when I treat them mean. Still saying treat them mean, keep them keen. Can't bring myself to do that shit though, where it's like, okay everybody, let's have a like explosion in 5 seconds. Hit that like button below, smash it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom! Like explosion. Shit. Alright, well thank you very much for watching. My advice is, yeah, if you haven't got the gist of it, don't buy GameGuru, it's crap. Wait at least, give it another 5 years to get to being like a 2010 level of game creation. It's just the honest truth, man. I haven't even got into like opening up the textures and showing how a lot of them are just like photos ripped from Google type shit. It's everything's so old school. Even the texture maps, it's like, you know, you've got bump maps and a texture, and that's about it. Although I think they've added ambient occlusion type textures and things. But yeah, Lee Bamber, sorry to shit over your program if you're watching. I think, like I said, I think that's his name, the dev. Friendly guy, the community is not too bad, but they're just a bit one-eyed or blind-eyed fanboyed over it. I think it's like amazing, and as I said, it has improved some. I mean, I've got a couple of other quick little videos of GameGuru on my channel if you want to see just how bad it can get. But it's got so much further to go. There you go, butt shot for Cav. Oops, green butt for Kev. Alright, so yep, we're going to wrap it up there. You all have a good night, and I'll catch you on the next video. This is Rabbit.